putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. We're talking about why President Trump won't fire Robert Mueller. You want it. You've asked for it. You got it, Toyota. No, he's not going to fire him. Why would he fire him? Mueller is doing him a favor. It's like when Gloria Allred took over the case for this lady that accused Roy Moore of being 40 years ago doing something to her. And Roy Moore can fight. But, there's a number of people who will believe you. If somebody said, Kevin kissed a dog once. Well, I kissed my dog when I was younger. But, whatever. He did something. There's going to be a contingent of people who believe it. They don't have to have any evidence. Nothing. It happened. End of story. And so Roy Moore is caught up in that. And then we find out, after she hires Gloria Allred and they produce this fake book, we find out the chick is a fraud. Well, I did alter his signature. Well, what else did you do? Maybe you just lied. So what did that, quote, investigation do? It spiraled in on itself, like what liberalism does. Leftism spirals in on itself. So now people go, what? She lied about the yearbook? That was the centerpiece evidence for everybody. The anti-Trumpers. I can't believe Donald Trump supporting a sexual abuser, a guy who does sexual misconduct. I can't believe it. This is awful. And so they find out this lady lied. Now I'm watching guys like Ben Shapiro go, oh, so she lied. Well, blah, blah, blah. They got excuses. What's the excuse? The excuse is you automatically assumed that Roy Moore was guilty. Why? Because he's a Christian. Or because of your hatred of Trump. How could the president do this? He needs to wait. Look at all this, what's going on with Franken and all. These other people have proven allegations. They've paid people off. They're in pictures. Roy Moore has 40-year-old allegations that have never come up in 8 times that he's run for public office. And the time when he can run for an office that makes a difference at the national level, suddenly things come up. And worse than that, the Democrats go, well, the never Trumpers and all these so-called conservatives that are over here being all sanctimonious, pretending that the Democrats don't cheat. No, it isn't even a possibility that the Democrats are bringing all this up for no reason, knowing it's a lie. That's not a possibility. Is it Ben Howe? Is it Ben Shapiro? What's with all these Bens that are the naysayers? Brutus Judases. That's who they are. Stab you in the back or deny you. Unbelievable. So all you got to do in these leftist, investigation, call them whatever you want. All you got to do is let them play out. And if you're one of these conservatives that wants to, look, I don't know whether Moore did it or not, but I'll tell you this, I don't know whether he did it or not, which means I don't believe her either. And if you want to bring something up 40 years later, oh yeah, he tried to do something or he pinched me on the butt or whatever. You know what? The statute of limitations has gone on that. I'm just telling you, it's gone. There's a reason why they have this thing called statute of limitations. It's because they say, look, if you haven't come forward by now, you maybe wanted it. You maybe were okay with it. There was a lady, she sent me a note. I'll have to play it. And she says, she's for the man being in control and all this. And she says, Kevin, you agree with that? That's not what I agree with. I am for equal. Women want the benefit of the doubt, but women fought to become equal to men. There was a time in my life where I would have given the woman the benefit of the doubt. Because that's the way men were. If a woman came up to me and said, Kevin, one of your staffers did this to me, I would be like, wow, really? And I would believe that it would believe it to the point of saying, I'm going to go ask my staffer what's going on here. But now, if a woman came up to me and said that, I'd be like, really? You got to give me more proof. I'm not just taking your word for it. Because women fought for that. They want that right. I'm just telling you, I don't have any dog in the fight anymore. Prove it. So, people can look at me any way they want. I'm not the conservative man exalts women. let me make one correction. If a conservative woman said to me something happened, I'd believe her. If a leftist woman said to me something happened, I don't believe her. I'll be clear. That's just the way it is for me. Leftist women are worse than, they are the people that fake their pregnancies. They are the people who will sell you down the river. They will kill you for your insurance policy. I could go on. No, I don't believe them. But these people that went on a witch hunt for Roy Moore, shame on you. Well, Kevin, we have to take a policy where we just have to believe the victim. Well, the victim in this case is Roy Moore. And what played out? What played out in this little scenario with the left, this trap that they tried to set for Roy Moore? What played out was they entrapped themselves. They ensnared themselves. And now Mueller is in the same situation. He's begun firing the very people he handpicked. And the more we learn about these lecherous leftists, the more the Mueller investigation unravels. And soon, Mueller's going to be investigating himself. And you know what he's going to have to do without Donald Trump doing anything? He's going to have to recuse himself. Now, what happens when that happens? What credibility does Trump have? You know, I asked this question. What's Mueller found? He has people who want to see President Trump go down, and yet they have nothing. Think about this. Donald Trump says, pick Mueller. We love Mueller. Okay, great. You got Mueller. What's next? He's going to stack the deck against you, Mr. Trump. And sure enough, he did. And Trump goes, big deal. I'm not guilty of anything. Stack the deck. Put in all you want. Trump didn't say, I think it needs to be balanced, man. There's not enough Republicans on there. He says, no, stack it. So Mueller did exactly that. People who love Hillary Clinton, hate Donald Trump, are now on their witch hunt, and they're going down the primrose, but we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And what's going on? Now they're in big trouble, and Mueller's investigation is spending all its time trying to cover up for Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, James Comey, Susan Rice, the FBI in general, and now the El Jefe, the head white man in charge. That would be Robert Mueller. He's got to play cover his own butt. You know how much covering of your butt you have to do in the government? Because guess what, folks? There's always somebody against you in that government. No matter how much swamp Donald Trump drains, he's still going to have people that are operatives for the Democrat. That's okay. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. As they said of Watergate, folks, the cover-up was far worse than the crime. As such is the case here as well. And I predicted it. I foretold that Mueller's investigation would be the undoing of the left. I told them the way this has been set up, Donald Trump was saying, here's your investigation, and oh, by the way, here's a rope. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of tying the noose for you. So they went after him with everything, guns a-blazing. Stroke, whatever these people's names are, and including Mueller, and they've come out with nothing. And I told people Donald Trump will come out smelling like a rose. The more dung they throw on him, it's like he's got on a Teflon suit. Poof. He just adjusts his jacket, and everything comes out like he's been sprayed with Renews It. So where does the left go? Mueller was already under fire. Yeah, the left were going, at 73 years old, Mueller has a record that shows a man of fallible judgment who can be slow to alter his chosen course. At times, he was intimidated or provoked resentment among subordinates, and his tenacious yet linear approach to evaluating evidence led to the fumble the biggest U.S. terrorism investigation since 9/11. Yeah, they're like, why haven't you indicted this man, Robert Mueller? And Mueller's going, I got enough problems. So he's gone after Donald Trump's, records for his taxes and financial empire and all this stuff. And then they've lied and said they were looking at Donald Trump's bank. That wasn't the case. But the left want Mueller to do his job, arrest Donald Trump. So he made the move on Flynn to buy himself some time. But he doesn't have enough money, nor does he have enough time to help him out of this situation. Mueller picked the dream team of investigation, and President Trump scoffs at him. Actually, he's laughing at him. And the Democrats' recent attempt to take the moral high ground on this Al Franken thing is just a feeble attempt to make them look as if they're admirable people. But we know they're not. Mueller is now a patsy. He's going to be left holding the bag.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.